Noel's 85, his wife Marcia 84. They deserve to feel safe in their home. Instead, they live in constant fear after a terrifying home invasion. In a town where youth crime is so out of control, no one can rest easy.
You're still having trouble sleeping?
I can't sleep. I sit on the bed all night and watch outside. I'm too frightened.
If you'd have hit me, it would have killed me.
Moree, a classic country town nestled around the Mihai River. By day, a strong agricultural community where people are proud of where they live. By night, soaring youth crime has locals traumatised. Noel Smith is 85 years old, battered, bruised, beaten and bleeding. He copped this nasty gash to the head as he tried to protect wife Marcia and defend their home.
He's all sore all here.
You're a bit banged up there, aren't you?
Oh, well, those different ones, the elbow, bit bruised around the hips and things. Oh, well, that they could have killed me when he had me there down on the floor.
Earlier this month, in the dead of night, glass on the front door was shattered.
And all of a sudden, as if we're having an earthquake. And I just looked out the window and then I just jumped up out of bed and I could see the fellow at the door with his balaclava.
When the intruders couldn't get in there, they smashed in the back door. Noel did his best with a kitchen stool.
You picked this up?
Yeah, I was turned around that way. I picked that up like that, and then he went in between there. And that's when he shoved me back. He just kept on swinging the jimmy bar at me head.
And you were on the floor here?
Yeah, on me back there.
Just over here? Well, you had to think pretty quick, didn't you?
Yeah, you got to think so quick.
And so I just sort of stood in the corner there near the phone and the young girl came over to me and she said, where's the car keys? I said, I haven't got any. She said, tell me where the car keys are. I said, I haven't got any car keys.
Marcia grabbed the phone, calling her son and police. The home invaders left empty-handed, but Marcia's been left double-checking locks and doors with emotional scars that may never heal.
But it's just so frightening and I cannot settle down. I'm just traumatised. I can't sleep at night. I sit on the bed. I can't sleep. I'm just so frightened. They're going to come again. It's very frightening at this age. I'm sorry, but I'm frightened.
Noel and Marcia have lived all their life in Moree and they love their town. Last year, they celebrated 60 years of marriage.
It was safe those years, many years ago. You'd park the car and leave the keys in the car and you come back. You put your money in your tin in your milk jug out the front and the milkman took the money and the milk was there next day.
Now their family says enough in a town where police say 63% of local crime is committed by people released into the community on bail by the courts. Noel and Marcia's granddaughter Taylor.
This is about the 6th or 7th, possibly 8th attempt they've had since mid last year, and it's this time that they've got in, and it's just sickening. It's disgusting behaviour. It's not okay. It's not. I just don't understand, and why they're being let out. I don't know.
And Marcia, what do you think about people who target the elderly?
Gutless. Absolutely gutless, and I'll never forget him, so tall with all that, and they're so slim, but I was just frightened of being knocked over, being stabbed. And it's very hard, Lizzie, it's very hard to live with, and It's so traumatised to sit on the bed at night time and hope they don't come. But we'll get through it. I got Noel.
Moree is home to about 7,000 people. It's around a 7.5-hour drive northwest of Sydney, right up near the New South Wales border with Queensland. Like many regional communities, it's faced its fair share of challenges, but this one has left a town frustrated and in fear. Many people have decided enough, they're leaving. A search of Moree on social platforms reveals no shortage of videos, fast cars and fights, and hundreds in this town have a story to tell. As we rang in the new year, young thieves had their eyes on Stephen Garrett's ute, slipping in the window to his 2-year-old daughter's bedroom.
And your little girl's normally asleep in here?
Normally she's asleep in there, but that particular night she wasn't. She was in our bed, but generally speaking, directly under that window is where her bed is.
Taking the keys and his vehicle. Within hours, burnouts and bragging videos appeared on social channels before the ute was torched and dumped. Stephen's home security cameras paint a frightening picture. His home in the sights of young kids on the prowl.
Over the space of the last 18 months in particular, we've been hit 6 times. I've lost a lot of passion for Moree, but yeah.
So you want to move?
If I had my way, I would, yes, definitely.
Last year, break and enter offences in Moree were 840% higher than the state average. Mayor Mark Johnson.
So as a community, look, we've had enough. I think sometimes the courts haven't been strong enough for those violent offenders, for those repeat offenders, and putting them back on the streets.
But he says it's not a Moree problem, it's a social problem, and it's all over.
How do you feel when people talk badly about Moree?
I've lost my temper quite a bit over this last few weeks. Look, Moree's a great place. We're labelled as, we're being labelled as a crime capital, and that's simply not the case.
Tougher bail laws are one thing, but breaking the cycle is another.
It's a generational thing, it can be. People are a product of their environment. If they don't know or they don't see any different, then that's what they'll come out and do.
Indigenous leader Darryl Smith has spent his working life helping Indigenous and non-Indigenous kids get an education and find a purpose. The crime spike has left him feeling empty.
It's dividing our community as well. It's also tarring the rest of our community with a brush that says, you're all doing that, when it's not. There are a small minority of people that are doing this.
Local youth service Mie Bire now giving young men the skills to learn a trade, doing repair work on social housing around town.
And what kind of a difference have you noticed that you're having with these guys here?
These guys now have got a purpose to get out of bed of the morning. We're getting more people knocking on our doors every day saying, can I have a go? Can I join with you?
While Marcia, with the love of Noel and her family, will keep doing her bit, volunteering at the local St Vinny's and her church playgroup. Hopeful the community will help keep them safe.
If you're well liked around town, well respected, they'll look after you.
Yes, because you've been a good person.
A local person.
Exactly. And you love your town.
I love it.
You do.
I love Moree.
Makes you so angry, doesn't it? Who does something like that to such a frail, elderly couple? We know police can only do so much, but the courts and successive governments have not done enough to keep people like Noel and Marcia safe. They've been badly let down, and we just hope they're okay.